Hey everyone, welcome. In this video, I will be reading the screenplay for a movie first, and then I'll be watching the movie, and we'll try to learn everything we can from this exercise. The movies that I'll be watching are Schindler's List, Adaptation, and Kill Bill Volume 1. And I know I should have already watched these movies, because they are classics, but I haven't had the time to do so. So I hope you can forgive me. Okay, that being said, let's watch the first movie, Adaptation. Before starting, I just wanted to say, I don't know what to expect from this exercise. I don't know what we'll learn at the end of it, but it's a fun idea. I think every screenwriter has done this at a certain point of time, and I haven't till now, and I wanted to try it. So yeah, don't get your hopes too high. I'm really a master of engaging people. I have, in the first few seconds of the video, been able to grasp your attention to the maximum. That's just what I do. That's what my talent is. Okay? Yeah. Okay, enough chatter. Let me start reading the screenplay for Adaptation. Let's go. I've almost always read screenplays for movies that I've already watched, so I could brush through them very quickly, but not this screenplay. It took a very long time to finish it, but I'm done. And for such an interesting story, there were so many scenes in the movie, around 227 scenes in the screenplay itself. It felt like a very long montage of scenes. It was so uniquely structured. I've never read or seen anything like it in any other movie. So that was really interesting. The whole story was interesting in general, except the ending. I think that was kind of old-fashioned, whatever happened in the ending. But the movie was made in 2002, so it kind of fits. What I'm most interested in the movie is the character of Kauffman. That is the most interesting character in the story. I think is the way his awkwardness is written in the story is very interesting. I want to see how it has been acted out in the movie, and the relationship that he has with his brother. That was really interesting as well. I want to see how that turned out in the movie. So yeah, I think it's a bit weird reading the screenplay first and then watching the movie, but I think as a screenwriter it's a great exercise. It might be weird for normal people because now I know what is going to happen in the story, so it takes out the thrill from the story. So we're just focusing on the filmmaking aspect of it or storytelling aspect of it. So that's why I did it. I said I didn't know what I was expecting from this exercise, but I think this is it. You get to focus on the filmmaking and the storytelling. Because you're done with the story, you're not waiting for the end to come, you're not waiting for the resolution, you can concentrate on the performance of the movie. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let me start watching the movie then. Let's go. How does the structure still hold up in 2021? The story has such an amazing structure. It feels like all the modern movies have kind of taken that structure that this movie has and they've just overused it, because it feels in 2002 having such a unique structure and just a concept for the movie, the concept of adaptation, basically getting inspired from the biology of a flower and then applying it to whatever is going on in the story. It's so creative. You have to be a mega genius to even come up with a concept like that. It's just so interesting. You know, people say movies are the best medium of storytelling. But in this case, I think the screenplay was a tiny bit better. I just can't wrap my head around how can you even come up with something like this. How do you even think at that level? So that's it for Adaptation. The next movie we are watching is Schindler's List. So let's do that. Let's go. Okay. So the script was 164 pages long. And it took a long time to read it. And to be honest, I'm not even sure I understand the story. I couldn't read it with full concentration because since the beginning I just felt lost. I couldn't understand a lot. So by the end I just could understand what happened with the character of Schindler, but the overall story, I'm not sure what happened there, and I want to watch the movie just to get a clearer understanding of what happened in those storylines. But yeah, in the screenplay, I do have to tell you this. There are a lot of action lines, and if you wanna check out how to write good action lines and how to write good descriptive action lines, you have to check out the screenplay. Also, another thing that I noticed while I was reading it, since the first line itself in the screenplay, it says that the movie will be in black and white. And then I was reading the slug lines and it said day, night, afternoon, or whatever. It got me wondering, how do you even shoot that in a black and white movie? How do you relay that time of day when the movie is in black and white? That must be tough. That must be the toughest part of shooting a movie in black and white, I think. So I do want to check that out, how that is done in the movie. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, let's check out the movie because the screenplay was way too long. I want to watch a movie now. I'm tired of reading. Okay, let's check out the movie. Let's go. Okay. That was not a pleasant situation to be in. You know, watching a movie like this, it puts the current times into perspective, I think. I think a pandemic is okay in comparison to what people went through during the World War II times. Pretty disturbing stuff. But still, somehow, the movie had some pleasant moments as well. So yeah, a perfect balance. I think that's what the best thing about the movie was. It was so, even though it had some seriously disturbing scenes and points being made, but still it had a very pleasant character arc, and some things were so pleasant that it balanced out the morbid things that were happening in the movie. So yeah, it was such a good film, man. So well made. It was made in 1994 and it definitely holds up till this date. It was so well made. I mean, if I compare it to a movie that was made today, it still holds up. It might be better than most of them. It was so well made. I understand the screenplay now. I think I read it way too fast. That's why I couldn't understand. And I couldn't hold characters in my head because I was reading it too fast. You know what? Reading the screenplay does one more thing. Say there's a scene in the movie where the character is standing and they're thinking something. They're not saying anything. It's just a frame holding on to that expression. It's not always possible to guess what the character is thinking. I mean, it's the ability of the filmmaker to make it so. But it's not always clear. But if you read the screenplay, you actually know everything that's going inside the character's head in a way because it's written down. It's not shot. So that kind of helps you understand the movie even better. Also, I think I figured out how they shot day and night in black and white. Like, how do you differentiate between them in a black and white movie? And I think it is the sky. If the sky is completely white and blown out, we kind of perceive it as day. I mean, obviously it's day because light and white, that goes together. And if the sky in general is darker, it seems like night. Yeah, that was a great movie. I think it's turning out less to be an exercise and more to be a movie review, but I'm still enjoying it. So I'm going to watch the next movie now. Kill Bill Volume 1. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm excited. cut my hair and trimmed my beard a little. Reading a 180-page screenplay can kind of get heavy. So I took some of the weight off. It's a joke. Did you get it? One of the intentions was to look like a badass too after reading the screenplay. But I just ended up looking like a pineapple. I hope you can bear with this. Okay, the screenplay. It was something else. I mean, I've watched a lot of Quentin Tarantino's interviews and you can see the passion he has for filmmaking. But reading one of his screenplays just gives it another dimension. You can read the passion in the screenplay, if that makes sense. I mean, it's hard to explain. You just have to read it to understand what I'm trying to say. Even though it's not written like a piece of prose. If I compare it to Adaptation or Schindler's List, they kind of read like a novel. But this is written exactly for screen. It's like a blueprint for a movie. And I don't understand why it's frowned upon when screenwriters write camera direction in the screenplay. Maybe it hurts the director's ego, or maybe they just want more control. But in my opinion, it just read better. The screenplay read so much better. Coming to the screenplay, it's just perfectly written. I can't wait for Quentin Tarantino to start his novels. If he's writing these screenplays so well, I can't wait for reading his stories in a normal format. Especially the action scenes in the screenplay. I mean, they were literally written out, each and every beat of the action scenes as well. I don't know how you do that. I can't wait to see the action scenes being played out in the movie. So yeah, excited about that. I can't wait to watch the movie. Let's see how it goes. That was a lot more violent than I expected it to be. I don't know why. I watched other Quentin Tarantino movies, but this kind of hit differently. I kind of liked it. It was a classic Quentin Tarantino movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. And I don't know why, once I was done reading the script, once I was at the end of it, I assumed that this was just the script for volume 1 because I knew that there existed another volume for the movie. And I thought, if the movie ends here, what happens in volume 2? And I made the assumption that maybe volume 2 was another forceful sequel. But thankfully it was not. The script consists of both storylines, both volume 1 and volume 2. So yeah, it was just an amazing film. I don't know what else to tell you. Again, like Adaptation, this script was better than the movie. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just the screenwriter in me that feels like this, but it just was. I don't know why. But yeah. This is the end of the exercise. I think if you intend to be a screenwriter, you have to do this at least once for one movie. Because when you're reading the screenplay, when you read a scene, you kind of imagine it in one way. And then you watch the movie and you see how it was actually made. That contrast is very interesting. It's hard to explain through this video. You just have to do it to experience it. If you're still watching, subscribe, please. If you made it till the end of this video, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like what I've made in the past and what I intend to make in the future. So give it a like, subscribe, comment below, whatever suits you. I think I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching again. Bye bye.